This is a book ball summary of the book The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Manson. Despite life offering us boundless opportunities, we have an unlimited list of unfulfilled desires. We try to do it all even though sometimes we want to say no. But why at the cost of burning ourselves out? Manson teaches us the art of being carefree using some subtle practices and values from his book The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Number 1. You choose your struggle, so do what feels right only to you. Whatever we want to do in life will mean struggle. Start with realising your ultimate goal or your achievements. What do you want on your headstone? Achieving your goals requires hard work and plenty of perseverance. There will be setbacks and hardships on the way. Since the struggle is unavoidable, you find something worth fighting. You have to identify what you enjoy doing. Working on something that makes you happy means you'll not only be undeterred by the constant battle, you'll grow to love it. Manson enjoyed writing about dating, so he started an online blog. It was a challenge at first, but because he loved what he did, he thrived on the adversity. Eventually, the struggle paid off. The blog garnered hundreds of thousands of subscribers and paid more than enough for the author to make it his full-time job. There is no point looking for an easy life, one without adversity. However, it's equally important to say no to all the struggles and tasks that don't bring you joy. Be ruthless and stop chasing the things in life that don't make you happy. Concentrate on the few great things and don't give a fuck about anything else. Number 2. Learn valuable values. Suffering can lead to great things, but without valuable principles, you'll never be happy with your success. Consider the guitarist Dave Mustaine. In 1983, Mustaine was thrown out of his band, Metallica, when they were on the cusp of fame. Filled with anger at the rejection, Mustaine became determined to show his former bandmates just how wrong they'd been. For 2 years, he worked relentlessly to improve his skills and find musicians to make an even better band. Mustaine named it Megadeth, a hugely popular band that went on to sell over 25 million records. Despite his success, because he compared himself to Metallica, Mustaine considered himself a failure. Measuring one's success against the success of others only leads to disappointment. Another shitty value is using your material success as the yardstick for your life. Studies have shown that once our basic needs in life are cared for, extra wealth doesn't increase happiness. And chasing wealth can even have a detrimental effect if we pursue it over values like family, honesty, or integrity. Find healthier values to judge your achievements. Find treasured values to live. Number 3. Take responsibility. We often blame external influences and feel powerless because of no control over the outside world. Feeling compelled to do something robs it of its joy. Sadly, we go through life experiences as impositions. Whether it be a failed job interview, a rejection from a loved one, or even a missed bus, we see ourselves as the unhappy victims of life's circumstances. We need to understand that misery stems from that victimizing. So, try taking responsibility for the consequences of your actions and nature. Blaming is a game. Acknowledgement and acceptance help you be a better person. Number 4. The threat you feel about your identity is shitty. Picture this. You're a senior manager at a large, illustrious company. You like your job and the compensation. You have a nice car, sharp clothes, and the respect of your colleagues. Most of all, you love being a senior manager. Being a senior manager is who you are. Now, imagine that you have the chance to get right to the top. However, the opportunity isn't without substantial risks. If you fail to pull it off perfectly, you'll lose everything. The job, the car, the respect, and most importantly, your identity. Would you take the chance? The vast majority of people wouldn't risk it. Manson calls it the result of Manson's law of avoidance. The tendency to flee from anything that threatens our identity. Our desperation to protect our identity is often more of a hindrance than a help. Luckily, there is a way to temper the negatives of Manson's law of avoidance. That is, practicing Buddhism. Buddhism teaches that identity is an illusion. Whatever labels you give yourself, rich, poor, happy, sad, successful, a failure, are merely mental constructs. They aren't real, so we shouldn't let them dictate our lives. You must, therefore, learn to let go of your identity. Liberating yourself from an identity can be a wonderful experience. Free yourself of the constraining self-image, and you'll be able to do whatever makes you happy, whether spending time with your kids or making model aeroplanes. Number 5. Accept. You shall accept your mistakes and insecurities to see a positive change. Humans make mistakes, and we all detest pretentious humans who act to know it all and be righteous. But we appreciate humans who accept their mistakes and insecurities for a positive change. From time to time, we all suffer from the delusion of being correct even when not. By being ready to question your beliefs and facing your insecurities, you can behave in a healthier, happier way. Number 6. Romantic love can be destructive unless we learn to control it. Romeo and Juliet is perhaps the most famous love story in the world, and yet it's a sad, chaotic story involving murder, exile, and blood feuds that end with both lovers committing suicide. The tragic tale of star-crossed lovers highlight the destructive power of romantic love. Studies have shown that passionate, romantic relationships have a stimulating effect on the brain similar to that of cocaine. That is, you experience an intense high and then crash back down. Then, you search again for the high, though not necessarily with the same person, a recipe for pain and anguish. Should you give up on the idea of romance altogether? Not quite. Romantic love can be either unhealthy or healthy. Unhealthy love happens when each partner uses the relationship as a distraction. Unfortunately, no one can mask personal problems forever, so this avoidance as passion inevitably turns sour. Healthy love exists when both partners invest in the relationship, rather than using it as a distraction. They are devoted to each other. Rather than concentrate on their feelings, each partner offers support to their significant other. If a partner oversteps boundaries and seeks to control the other by, for example, looking to solve all their problems, problems will ensue. If one partner seeks to dominate the other, this is clear evidence of unhealthy love. Number 7. Don't fear death. Humans are terrified of death. They aspire to live beyond it. Ernest Becker was a doctor of anthropology and a bit of a maverick. With his unconventional approach, he wrote an influential book about dying, The Denial of Death. In his book, Becker presented 2 main ideas. The first is that humans are terrified of dying. Unlike other animals, humans are capable of thinking about hypothetical situations. We can imagine what our lives might be like if we had chosen to study a different subject in college, or be a pharmacist rather than a teacher. The ability to hypothesize has a downside, however. We can imagine what life would be like after our existence ceases. It brings us to Becker's second main idea. Since we know we're doomed to die, we try to create a conceptual self that will live on after our demise. In other words, we spend our mortal lives seeking our immortality projects, things that will endure as our legacy. This desire encourages some people to chase fame, while others may seek to make a mark in religion, politics, or business. Yet, this dream of immortality causes problems for society. Humans wish to fashion the world as they see fit, and it has caused war, destruction, and misery. It is not healthy for us as individuals. The desperate urge to make a mark causes us stress and anxiety. Luckily, there is a straightforward solution. We have to stop striving for immortality. We have got to stop giving a fuck about fame and power and instead concentrate on the present. Look for meaning in the present and seek to spread happiness and joy where you are. And not giving a fuck shouldn't be limited to thoughts of death, things that burn you out. If you want to pursue a happy life, focus on things you enjoy, be it a joyful struggle or a healthy relationship. Everything else is a pointless distraction. What's your most important key takeaway? Please comment down below and share the video if you like it. Thank you, and until next time.